Before I start my Raw review tonight, I want to give a big shout out to Simon Nicol HD, one of my good buddies here on YouTube. He went to Monday Night Raw tonight. If you want to watch his videos and his content, description box down below to his channel. Let's get started with this Monday Night Raw review. So Raw actually had a different opening. I was actually refreshed when Raw started and I heard Roman Reigns' music hit through the arena. I thought afterwards Triple H and Stephanie were going to come out and, cut the same promo they've been cutting for weeks. But it turns out they were enjoying some much-deserved vacation. So they were not at Raw tonight. So Roman Reigns came down to the ring, pretty much just testing the waters to see how Roman Reigns will do starting off Monday Night Raw. I'm pretty sure they kicked him off just to see what the ratings would be like if people saw him kicking off Raw. As for Roman Reigns' promo, I thought it was short, sweet, to the point. He was very effective at what he was saying. Lines of dialogue he could have been a little bit more stronger in, I will say that. But he was definitely short, effective, and to the point when it came down to what he had to say. Out came Kane. Kane and Roman Reigns brawled. Nice, refreshing start to Raw. We got some cameo appearances. Joey Mercury, Finlay, and my boy Jamie Noble. Nydia, we're going to Applebee's. So I really did enjoy this opening to Monday Night Raw, and it really showed that Monday Night Raw was trying to focus around Roman Reigns a lot tonight. They actually had the hashtag on Twitter, hashtag Roman is Raw. So overall, I felt Raw kicked off to a very, very good start. When it comes down to the Usos versus the Wyatt family, I understand, yes, they put on good tag team matches, but there has to be something more to this. This just feels like, once again, they're copying and pasting what they built up towards for Money in the Bank. So really, in all honesty, yes, good tag team match, but what is this building up to at the end of the day? What, another match at Battleground? If the match at Battleground doesn't have a stipulation, I'm sorry, I don't really care for this match all too much. But I actually made a video asking about who is the best tag team in professional wrestling today. And in the description box down below, I want you guys to go check that out and leave me your answers in the comment section. It would be much appreciated. And I would love you forever and ever. But anyways, like I said, good tag team match between these two. But what is this going to lead towards the Battleground pay-per-view? That is the question I have to ask. WWE, I appreciate that you're putting in the effort to build up for Stephanie versus Brie Bella down the road at SummerSlam. I appreciate that, no doubt about it. But please, better execution. I like the whole stipulation. Oh, Nikki has to tie her one hand behind her back. But Alicia Fox, she says no to that. And she starts beating Nikki down. The problem is, for me, the execution was weak. I didn't feel like this beatdown was brutal or vicious whatsoever. I didn't really feel like Nikki was in that much trouble. We have seen Alicia do much more crazier and much more zanier stuff, beating down announcers and all that other crap when she was doing the crazy heel gimmick a month ago. Do something more vicious than what Alicia Fox did for me to actually feel bad for the Nikki Bella character and wish that Brie would come back in time to save her. That's all I'm asking for. I like the effort, though. The effort is there, but the execution is not. When it came down to RVD and Rusev, I just didn't understand why they couldn't have a Canadian figure come out to stand up to Rusev. I mean, you have Tyson Kidd laying around. Why not have Tyson Kidd come out? I mean, I'm all for it because, Rob Van Dam is someone the fans actually care about. And so, yes, it will generate some heel heat. And yes, it adds more credibility to Rusev. But I felt this match went on way too long. I mean, you have to make Rusev look dominant. He has to be in short matches, not these long, drawn-out matches. And then the weird Zeb Coulter promo. I mean, that shit was just weird, man. I'm sorry. It was just random. Him challenging Rusev to Battleground. I understand that they were in Canada this week, and they really couldn't, thrive off the whole USA, we the people stuff just because they were in Canada. But, maybe at another time or another place, maybe a backstage pass or something for Zeb to make this challenge. Just saying. But other than that, I felt RVD and Rusev was fine. Just a little bit on the long side. I was so glad to see that my boy, Randall Keith Orton, had a match on Monday Night Raw tonight. I was a little puzzled that it was against Dean Ambrose because I figured you would save Randy and Dean for much more farther down the road. I don't know if I really like that they faced and touched, but this was a big win for Randy Orton. Let's face it, Randy Orton hasn't had that much big wins since losing the title. at WrestleMania. I mean, when was the last time Randy Orton got a big win over a big superstar? So I can kind of understand why you didn't feed Randy Orton a Kofi Kingston or Dolph Ziggler just for him to pick up an easy win. You give him a Dean Ambrose. And I know a lot of people will say, well, you know, this was a hard-fought match between both men. I just never really got into the match that much. You know, of course, my boy Orton, you know, he was carrying the match for me. I'm interested in anything Randy Orton does. But it was just like, I couldn't get into it. You know, there was awkward moments like when they did that botch and then Randy Orton had to go to the top turnbuckle and do the Orton pose just to get the crowd back into the match. I just felt like, you know, this match right here was just kind of like maybe it went on a little bit too long. So that's just me. I just couldn't get into this match. But overall, though, you know, Randy Orton beating Dean Ambrose, I have no problem with it. And no, it's not because I'm just a raging Orton fan. It's because Randy's a former world champion. You want to build up to the casual viewers, the casual audience at home. Randy Orton actually has a chance in the Battleground Fatal 4-Way. You can't have Randy Orton be losing to Dean Ambrose. That's just the bottom line. Randy Orton has to have some type of legitimate win heading into this. You have to make Randy look like a threat. When you look at the Battleground Fatal 4-Way, Randy Orton is the #1 heel in that match. Kane is the #2 heel in that match. You have to make the #1 heel look strong and look like he has a chance of winning. So you know what? I was totally fine with Randy Orton defeating Dean Ambrose here. I don't think it hurt Dean Ambrose's stock that much because, like I said, it was a hard-fought match for both men. But at the same time, I just had to wonder why Randy and Dean, why not save this down the road? But like I said, maybe because they wanted to give Randy a real legitimate win heading to the pay-per-view, which I'm all fine for because you got to sell that Fatal 4-Way for all it's worth. This is the part of Raw, you know, the Bret Hart segment where I felt, you know, this Raw just started to go a little bit downhill and where I was just like, oh my God, WWE, what are you doing? Bret Hart comes out. You know, we barely get to see Bret Hart on TV. He's not a legend that appears every often. I figure you're going to use him for something big. You know, maybe talk to a Seth Rollins. Maybe set up another match tonight. Maybe talk to a Rusev. Maybe set him up with a superstar you actually believe in. I thought they were going to use Bret Hart tonight to lead into the Miz versus Chris Jericho match. That's what I thought they were going to do. But no, you have Bret Hart come out. He's mumbling through his freaking promo. You can barely hear the guy. And then all of a sudden, out comes Damien Sandow as Bret the Hitman. What, Sandhart he was? Sandhart? What the fuck? Like I said, I give props to Damien Sandow for eating the shit and liking the taste of it. But this is just a waste of Bret Hart. And in the words of Bret Hart, this segment was a 4 out of 10. Sheamus versus Sandow was next. Who cares? WWE, just please turn Sheamus heel, damn it. Don't get me wrong, people. I like what Cody Rhodes is doing as Stardust. I'm just saying I don't know where Stardust is going to lead to him in the future of his career. I don't know if this is something where the WWE has no plans for Cody Rhodes or if this is going to lead to the Cody Rhodes versus Goldust match a lot of us has been waiting for. But I will give Cody props on this. This dude can be any character and he plays them effectively. I think almost any gimmick Cody has been given, he has done a really good job with. Look at the dashing gimmick. Look at the grotesque gimmick. Look at the American Nightmare gimmick. Look at the mustache gimmick. And now Stardust. God, Cody Rhodes knows how to play characters, and he pulls them off well each and every time. I just have to say that about Cody Rhodes. Like I said, I don't know if Stardust will lead to anywhere in his career, but damn it all, Cody, you're entertaining me as him, and that's all I ask for out of you. I was really disappointed in what they did with Miz versus Chris Jericho tonight. Don't get me wrong, it was probably the best wrestling match of the night. If you look at all the matches tonight, because I felt a lot of them I couldn't get into, and some of them were just drawn out, this was probably the best match of the night. But why not have the Miz win in a cheap way? Why not build up Miz and Jericho for Battleground? Why have Jericho and Wyatt wrestle at Battleground? I get it. You want to draw as much interest to Battleground as possible, WWE. I understand that. But really, come on, man. You just brought the Miz back. Establish this guy as a heel. I love Chris Jericho and all. And I am excited for the Jericho and Wyatt feud. Do not get me wrong. But come on. Really? Really? We can't do anything with the Miz? Why bring him back if he's just going to be a jobber bitch? Why? I felt they should have just done a Miz versus Jericho feud. I don't even think Miz and Jericho should have wrestled tonight. I feel Miz should have wrestled some random person. I feel Chris Jericho should have wrestled some random person tonight on Raw. I don't know why they want to not do a Jericho and Miz feud. It just makes a lot of sense to me. Then you can do Jericho versus Wyatt at SummerSlam. I don't know. Just to me, I wish they would have done things a little bit differently, but it was obviously the best match of the night. Jericho and Wyatt was definitely entertaining on the mic. I was very excited between the promo work that they had. Very good stuff, and I am excited for Jericho and Wyatt. I'm not saying I'm not. I am excited for Jericho and Wyatt, but I just wish they would have done something with Miz, because why even bring him back if you're not going to do anything with him at all, WWE? The more and more Cesaro keeps losing, the more and more I believe that WWE is going to put the Intercontinental title on him. I don't want Cesaro as IC champion, but I believe it's going to go down that road. At least Kofi got a win, so I can't really complain too much. I liked what the WWE did with the Divas tonight. I won't lie. It wasn't the most effective way, but I liked it. You know, we're going to go down the route of Paige versus AJ Lee instead of, you know, having it where Paige is automatically a heel right away. We're going to have them play as friends, and we all know Paige is going to turn heel out of this. Why in the blue hell would she announce AJ Lee as her tag team partner and keep on sucking up to her? We all know it's going to lead to something like that down the line, and I'm fine with that, WWE. I'll be patient with that as long as you have these two women wrestle at SummerSlam and not at Battleground. That's just it for me. Save that match for SummerSlam. Instead of having your Divas title match at SummerSlam, just have our Funkadactyl split match between Cameron and Naomi. I like what Cameron was doing as a heel tonight on Raw. I mean, I thought it was hilarious when she pulled out the lip gloss and she started to put it on her face. I thought that was pretty damn hilarious. I really liked what they did with Cameron and Naomi. Nice little split up. Did I really care for it all that much? Kind of, because I am a Total Divas fan, and you know, Naomi is one of my favorites on Total Divas. She is one of my favorite divas on the roster. So I felt the WWE did a solid, okay job with the Divas tonight. Not the greatest execution-wise, but definitely a solid and okay job building up a Divas feud. Like I said, just make sure Paige versus AJ Lee happens at SummerSlam. You can have the Funkadactyls match at Battleground, and hopefully Naomi wins that match and not Cameron.
Hello, everybody. This is Chase's alter ego here, Chase Bolivar, and I am here to talk about my favorite wrestler, as I am the #1 believer in the YWC, Bo Dallas. Let me just say something, El Torito. How dare you cheat during that match with Bo Dallas? You should be happy Bo Dallas is giving you an opportunity to wrestle in the middle of the ring with him. How dare you try to low blow him in his Bo sack? Not cool, my little man, not cool, and you weren't being a good sport. And so Bo Dallas taught you a lesson. He taught you a lesson, and I hope you don't forget that lesson. You best believe, and you people better believe in Bo Dallas, because he is now 13 and Bo, baby! Woohoo! But anyways, guys, Chase, he has decided to give me a segment to talk about. I'm so happy he's finally listening to me. He said, talk about this. I don't want to talk about it. So I'm excited to talk about Dolph Ziggler versus Alberto Del Rio. Isn't it funny? That was my debut on this channel. I talked about Ziggler and Del Rio. It's so awesome. But anyways, I really like what they're doing with Ziggler and Fandango. We always talk about here in the YWC, WWE needs layers to their shows. WWE needs to put some effort in the mid-card. Well, here it is, guys. WWE's giving us a Dolph Ziggler and a Fandango feud. And I know you guys are saying, well, that's not interesting. Ziggler deserves better. Well, how about for Fandango? Have you guys ever thought about Fandango? Here's a guy that Chris Jericho put over at WrestleMania. Dolph Ziggler is a former world champion, and he's going to work with Fandango? That is great! That is great opportunities for Fandango's career. This is a way to build Fandango back up into that mid-card scene. I really like it. And not only that, you add Summer Rae and Layla to this, there's another Divas feud. I'm just saying, people, give this feud a chance before you bash it. This is some great television, and the WWE is doing an awesome job, just like they're giving us the network for free this week. I'm so excited. But anyways, guys, I gotta go watch a lot of NXT this week to watch Bo Dallas be the longest reigning NXT champion, because the network is for free, and don't you forget it. You don't even need to put in your credit card information. It's freaking awesome. But anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed what I had to say tonight. Remember, guys, everything the WWE is doing is awesome. You just got to believe.
You know, I really liked what the WWE did with Seth Rollins tonight. I thought he was really good, especially that backstage segment promo where he was like to Randy Orton and Kane, like, hey, once you guys win at the Battleground pay-per-view event, maybe you let me, hits the briefcase, Mr. Money in the Bank, cash in on you guys. Maybe you'll lay down 1, 2, 3 and make me into a real world champion. I really like that, showing that the egos and the authority are existent, and that the authority may not last well together because of all the big egos that are in this group. I like the Seth Rollins and John Cena little backstage promo, and I like the Cena and Reigns promo that they had, you know, that quick little stare down. As for Cena and Rollins, the match, it was okay. You knew that this match was going to have a fishy ending. Let's face it, it's John Cena versus a, you know, top heel in the company, and at this moment, yes, Seth Rollins is considered a top heel. It's not going to end cleanly. Randy Orton comes out, and then Kane, and then Roman Reigns, all fucking chaos. Oh, Cena's on the ground. What's going to happen? Oh, Rollins might cash in. Nope, here comes Dean Ambrose. Really like that, keeping the Ambrose and Rollins feud strong. You know, they didn't really have a mic segment tonight, but you're keeping that feud a little bit strong. Then afterwards, you have Roman Reigns clean house. You have Kane get his comeuppance. John Cena ends up looking good at the end of the day. But what they should have done at the end of Raw, instead of the bullshit that we got of Roman Reigns and Cena doing a little stare down and Roman Reigns and Cena showing respect for each other, is that you should have had Roman Reigns just lay the shit out of Cena with the spear. I don't think it would make him look like a heel. I just think it would make him look like a badass that doesn't give a crap. Believe in him, no one else. He is the guy, and he is going to walk out of Battleground as the WWE Heavyweight Champion. That's how I would have ended Raw. I didn't really like this whole respect thing. And Cena, enough looking around in the crowd trying to sell like this stare down between you and Roman Reigns. Here's the reason why Roman Reigns and Cena is not getting the reaction right now. Is because at this point in time, John, none of us believe that Roman Reigns can beat you in a one-on-one match. That's just the bottom line. That's why no one's interested in you two wrestling right now at this moment. You know, we can believe Roman Reigns could beat a Triple H, and that's what gets us excited about a Roman Reigns and Triple H match down the road. But when it comes down to you versus Roman Reigns, we all know at the end of the day, you're going to overcome like 3 Superman punches, 4 spears, and then kick up, kick out at 2, hit the freaking AA, 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 boom. So stop looking around trying to sell you and Roman stare down. It won't work until we truly believe Roman Reigns is a threat to you. Overall, I just thought this Monday Night Raw was an okay episode. I like what they're setting up with the Divas. I wish they would have done more with Jericho and The Miz. I just felt that Monday Night Raw tonight, it could have been a little bit better. You know, entertainment-wise, I felt this Raw was a much more easier sit-through than last week's for sure for me. But overall, I just thought it was an okay show. Couldn't really get into a lot of matches on this Raw. Like I said, I felt a lot of matches were just long and drawn out. And what I like the most is that, like, at least now for the Battleground 4-way, we know as the IWC, John Cena is going to freaking win. We all know that. But at least for the casual viewers, they built it up that, you know, Randy Orton's a threat. Roman Reigns is a threat. Kane is somewhat of a threat. So I at least appreciate the WWE trying to do that with the Fatal 4-Way match at Battleground, making us, you know, care a little bit more about that match. So that way it's just not LOL, Cena wins, predictable. It gets people excited that maybe there's a hope that Cena won't win, but let's face it, we all know he's going to win. Some of the mid-card stuff, I felt they could have done a better job. But like I said, overall, an okay episode of Monday Night Raw. What did you guys think of Monday Night Raw? Comment down below your thoughts of why you liked or disliked this video. If you guys liked this video, give it a big old thumbs up. Make sure you guys check out all the links in the description box down below. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at ChaseOliver68. Check out my website, chillingwithchase.com. And I'll see you all tomorrow for my Santino Marella video that I'm doing. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And my Q&A. So you still have time to send in your questions for the Q&A. Thank you guys all very much. I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace!